You know, when I grew up, I used to watch a cartoon called The Animaniacs. There was one episode where they had this ancient person that had the knowledge of the universe and could answer any question. And my God, do I not want to talk with that wise man? Do I not want to ask him the question that I think he wouldn't even be able to answer? How the fuck does Kotaku still remain in business? Like, it's a mystery for me. I generally don't know, like, how did they get clicks? Like, I know I clicked them, but I'm a YouTuber, right? Like me, there aren't that many. So how are they managing to stay in business? They're one of the most laughed at, mocked, ridiculed websites on the internet that come up with dumb articles like this because that would be excusable. You know, that's probably just good business. Most people who read video game journalistic outlets are dumb. So if your articles are dumb, you're just giving it to the target audience. Like, I get that. No, the problem is that they are filled with malice. They are genuinely attacking innocent people. And this is why most individuals on the internet, whether they're left-leaning or right-leaning, they have a deep disdain towards the gay journalistic class. I mean, look at this, right? You got this article attacking Geoff Keighley, who is still trying to figure out the whole women thing. Yuck, yuck, yuck. I'm willing to bet that the gay journalists cannot even give the definition of a woman. Like, this is the most popular documentary in 2023, which just asked that question, and no one from the journalistic class, which is so intelligent and so enlightened, doesn't seem to answer. But look at this, right? So apparently Gamescom opening night live has come and gone, and though there were a lot more women on the shiny stage than during the Summer Game Fest, you know, like, here's the thing. When I was a teenager, if I was, like, constantly counting the women in the room that I am in, people would start calling me obsessed. They may worry that I'm some sort of pervert. Like, they would just think, like, okay, are you done now? Can you stop salivating? What's wrong with you? Why are you like this? But apparently, you know, if you're a game journalist, you can ask these questions. Now it's progressive to ask them. So there was an event which had 0 women, right? And the implication is the problem. Like, they're implying that clearly they must be misogynistic. Clearly they must dislike women, because why else would the event have 0 women? So I ask you, if you have an event which has 0 elderly people, is that something that is of concern? Like, do you honestly think that the event organizers must dislike elderly people just because they don't have any in their events? If they don't have any children on stage, I mean, a lot of children play video games, right? When is the last Game Expo that a kid was brought on stage in order to present a video game? Does that mean that the game develop? Because that's their other argument, right? It's like, because a lot of women are female game players, like, why aren't there women representing them? Because clearly a woman cannot look at a man presenting the video games that she's about to play. It's also kind of funny, you know, like, most women do prefer sexy men. I know it's a little bit bizarre as a concept for a video game journalist, but men and women do complete each other. So, theoretically, if you're going to present me something, yes, like, if you put a ushikushi, busty lady on stage, if you put a VTuber, if you put nyanners to present the gaming convention, I may genuinely find it more interesting than if it's a guy. Alternatively, if you're a woman watching, you probably would like if an actor, like the guy who plays Thor, would be on stage presenting. It's kind of how it works. Like, representation is bullshit. It doesn't mean anything. It's genuinely a recent concept that's only shared in the Western world. You don't find this concept to exist in China. You don't find it to exist in India. It's like a pure, manufactured, top-down imposed concept. When I look at an event which presents video games, the only thing that I care about is whether or not the people who present it are passionate about the video games and know what they're talking about. That's it. And I guarantee to you, the female players, they feel the same way. So anyway, took place during the 2-hour event. There were women developers present, but the problem is that they were accompanied by men. This is what Kotaku doesn't like it. You know, like, women accompanied by men, like, literally, this is what they are writing. It's so bizarre to read. It's almost like an article from 2016. So anyway, and they made updates. They power word real named the guy. Like, that's when you know that the press is really angry, when they start power word real naming. So, apparently, Sybil, who Kaylee had there strictly to handle all things not related to game announcement and reveals. CD Projekt Red gameplay designer. Another CD Projekt Red. Yeah, by the way, like the CD Projekt Red thing, they attacked it so hard. Because here you have a company from Eastern Europe that has the audacity to make not only a good game, but a popular game. So if you remember, like, the first Witcher, it had, like, this thing where you could collect sex cards. Like, you'd play as Geralt and you'd have, like, sex with multiple female characters in the game, and you'd collect their sex cards. Oh my god, that's what they lashed onto. Oh, the game is misogynistic. Meanwhile, I had a girl that was playing The Witcher at my school, at the University of Medicine, and she really enjoyed the game, and she was collecting those fucking cards as well. And she was angered that she was never questioned by Kotaku whether or not she likes it. And she was like, how do these people know what I want? Why do they assume? Why are they speaking on my behalf? Who are these activists? And then, like, when the game started becoming more popular with the sequel, Anita Sarkeesian's partner, which was Jonathan McIntosh, wrote an article attacking them, saying how sexist and evil Witcher is, you know, the works. And literally the next year, Anita Sarkeesian goes like, oh my god, CD Projekt Red, oh, you're into so many scandals. So many people are attacking you. Why don't you hire me? I will make it right. How is this not a fucking shakedown, chat? How is this not a shakedown? Like, you have one guy of the operation slandering you for being sexist, and then you have the consultant offering her services in exchange for cash. I'm willing to bet that this is what Kotaku is also trying to do. They're trying to shame Geoff Keighley so that he ends up hiring consultants, which happen to be friends with the journalists at Kotaku. I'm willing to bet that this is the shakedown that we're seeing. So anyway, apparently Sybil was throttled out once to make a weird announcement about websites, and then again, I love it, like, the thing that the event is actually about, video games, websites, right? That's not what Kotaku is interested. They're like, oh, a weird announcement about websites. Who fucking cares? Like, the women, that's what we care at the game journalist industry. Like, dude, what is wrong with you? So anyway, brought 4 women on stage in cosplay. This is their horror, okay? Like, they brought women on stage in cosplay. I wonder how that Gamescom planning meeting went. Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you this, Kotaku. I know it may be bewildering, but gamers enjoy cosplaying and watching cosplay. Like, I know women who actually spend entire weeks preparing their cosplay before the event, and they're very proud going on stage and taking pictures. Like, this is called fun. I know that for the game journalist from California, yeah, when he walks on his way to work covered in cat piss and this is shit on the streets and all those needles and all the other beautiful policies that they advocate for, you know, it makes him a little bit gloomy, but other people enjoy having fun. So yes, like, women do like cosplaying. And by the way, they choose their own cosplay. It's not given to them. And not to mention, it's 2023, the era of OnlyFans, the era of Twitch hot tub streamers. Are you really going to complain about cosplaying, Kotaku? Are we really going at that level? So anyway, apparently they genuinely think that there was a meeting about lack of women. Again, no one cares. It's like talking about the lack of children, a lack of elderly people, a lack of Romanians. No one cares. Maybe things felt weird because Keighley made sure to bring on a few of his favorite gaming men with this kind of pomp. Yeah, literally. It's like there were women, but they were accompanied by men. So to summarize, what is this about? Kotaku bitches and complains that the event doesn't have women. Alright. Now there are women. So Kotaku bitches and complains that the women were in cosplay and they were accompanied by men. You cannot please these people. Do not try to please these people. These people do not care about video games. Alright? The moment you understand that, everything starts to make sense. They do not care about video games, yet they have to write articles. Like, for them, writing an article is a chore. So they have to talk about something. They talk about nonsense like this. It's easier to grow if you're antagonistic. No one reads them. Stop listening to them. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.